सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
There was some hissing sound, but you can reduce the volume a bit.
Yeah. Mantra number 17 onwards. Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptyadi
जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्त्यादि
Prapancham Yat Prakashate
प्रपञ्चं यत् प्रकाशते
Tad Brahmahamiti Jnatva
ब्रह्माहम ब्रह्मास्मिति ब्रह्माहम ओके
Tad Brahmahamiti Jnatva.
तद् ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा
No, wait, I think we are reading a mantra ahead.
We are ahead. Guruji.
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry. So has to be number
13.
So let's start from 8. Sabrahma Sashivaha. That's what I was thinking. I did not teach this. Sabrahma Sashivasendraha.
Oh, that is which one? Which number?
Number 8.
Number 8. Oh, okay. Sabrahma Sashivasendraha.
Soksharaf Paramaswarat.
Soksharaf Paramaswarat.
Sa eva Vishnu Sapranaha.
Sa eva Vishnu Sapranaha.
Sakalognis Chandramaha.
Sakalognischa Chandramaha.
Sa eva sarvam yadbhutam.
Sa eva sarvam yadbhutam.
Yacha bhavyam sanatanam.
Yacha bhavyam sanatanam.
Jnatva tam mrityumatyeti.
Jnatva tam mrityumatyeti.
Nanyah pantha vimuktaye.
Nanyah pantha vimuktaye.
Sarvabhutastamatmanam.
Sarvabhutastamatmanam.
Sarvabhutani chatmani.
Sarvabhutani chatmani.
Sampashyan brahma paramam.
Sampashyan brahma paramam.
Yati nanyena hetuna.
याति नान्येन हेतुना
आत्मानमरणिं कृत्वा
आत्मानमरणिं कृत्वा
प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिम्
प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिम्
ज्ञाननिर्मथनाभ्यासात्
ज्ञाननिर्मथनाभ्यासात्
पाशं दहति पण्डितः
पाशं दहति पण्डितः
स एव माया परिमोहितात्मा
स एव माया परिमोहितात्मा
शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वम्
शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वम्
स्त्रन्नपानादिविचित्रभोगैः
श्र्यन्नपानादिविचित्रभोगैः
स एव जाग्रत् परितृप्तिमेति
स एव जाग्रत्परितृप्तिमेति
yeah so we have spent 2 to 3 classes on this mantra, specifically the word Maya. Every religion considers the world to be absolute real, our experiences to be absolutely real, people, things absolutely real, pain and sorrow absolutely real. Absolutely real means what? There is nothing more real than this. If that is the view, then what is the solution to the problem of samsara? Well, solution cannot be obtained on earth, at least for human beings on earth. We don't know of other beings, other places. So we can say the only solution available is to find a place of complete 100% eternal beatitude, and that all religions talk about as heaven, Swarga. Even we talk about. We are the originators of the idea of heaven. Everybody else copied from us. So therefore, heaven is a place to go to. Heaven also is real. Then I will live there eternally. That also is real. God is absolutely real. So this absolutely real jiva will have to go close to absolutely real Ishvara. That is only solution. But all vastu are anityam. It is very obvious. So I look at this world as anityam and I want to run away from here to another world which I call it as nityam. Right there is a problem. At least if somebody says, no, it's good to go to heaven, you should go see it. At least spend some time there and then have some experience. Then you make up your own conclusion. If you say, I can accept that. But no, religions stop with this, including our own Vishishtadvaita and Dvaita also. So for them, analyzing the reality is not there in the picture at all. God is real and you have to reach God. That's it. And you also are real, of course. This is it. And so, only in Advaita Vedanta, it provides a very different view of the whole thing. It says, Swarga also, you put it in the category of this Bhuloka, same category. Different experience, no doubt. More pleasurable, pleasant experiences, longer duration, that also add. Shri Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. So, all that is fine. But karma is operating, and so that karma has to be exhausted, whether it is to be exhausted in heaven or here it will be exhausted. and it will be and also constantly added. So there is no real question of exhausting karma. So therefore, within the framework of artha and kama and dharma, there is really no way to exhaust all this and get moksha. Not possible. Shine punye martyalokam vishanti, and once I come to martyaloka, again I will continue the same life. How can my life be any different? I want security and I am going to go and seek security. I want kama and I go out and seek kama. That's it. How is anything going to change? It is not going to change. This is the view of Advaita Vedanta. And therefore we analyze the whole idea of what is samsara, what is this life all about? Ko nama bandhaha, katamesha agataha. Look at the questions of the student in Viveka Chudamani. Tell me, what is all this bondage about? I want to first understand the problem. Aha, see how refreshing it is. Let's understand the problem first before coming to any conclusions. So then, having said that, then we come to this whole idea of, just like from this Pratibhasika Satyam, I can appreciate Vyavaharika Satyam. From Vyavaharika Satyam, I need to appreciate what is called Paramarthika Satyam. If you say the whole world is changing, then is there something that is supporting this change? If somebody asks, hey, it has to be supported by the changeless. It means what? Hey, the changing world has to be supported by a changeless entity. Otherwise, it's not possible. Something has to support the whole thing. And so that's how our analysis starts. And that's how we come to this Jagan Mithya Brahma Satyam. Brahma Satyam is there. And then who are you? Who are you means I am changing all the time. I am the changing Jiva or I am the unchanging Jiva. Yeah, that's the beauty. That is where Satyam Jnanam Antam comes. That is where Satchidananda Atma comes. That awareness that I am, that is my essence, is unchanging. That is the unchanging me. Atma is the unchanging me. And everything else about the body, mind, senses, okay, it's an incidental me. It's an incidental me. It is not the real me. It is a cloak, dress. It is a vastram I am wearing right now. Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that?
Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihar.
Vasamsi jirnani. Before that, there is a that Yavanam Jara. Yavanam Jara. Tata. What is that shloka? I'm not getting it.
Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram
Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. In this life itself, there is all these stages. And if the changing person cannot know all the change, somebody is there watching the change. Only then I can say that was me. Yeah, that was when I was in college. We went on a trip to Hubli, and then from there we went here and there, and that is that picture. Who recognize all these things? There has to be an awareful person who recognizes change. Yeah, that was the time when my children got married. That was the time. Like this, you can explain. So that unchanging Atma, showing the nature of that unchanging Atma as myself, is the whole purpose of the Upanishad and all our Shastrams. And so, having said that, then if that unchanging Atma is Brahma, which is everything is Brahma. But I see maniness, I see everything is different. Everything is different from everything else. People are many, jivas are many, things are many. We need so many things. To call a house, you need certain number of things, minimum number of things are required. And so, everything is different. Food is food. There are things you can eat, there are things you can't eat also. So like this, everything is different. So how did all this difference come from that unchanging Atma Brahma? That question has to be eventually answered. Once I appreciate Atma, Atma has to be appreciated. I got it. Yes, Atma is Sarvam. Okay. Once I get that, I have to then answer, why did all this come about? That is why the word Maya is used. So that is what we've been talking about all these couple of 3 weeks here. So what is Maya? Yama sa Maya. Yama sa Maya. That is one way of defining Maya. That which is measured is Maya. Ma means to measure. The minute you say you measure, that means you are already, you in your mind it's finite. So that which makes the finite from the infinite is Maya. Maya is as that which as though limits is Maya. Look at the various ways of thinking about Maya. Agatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. Means what? That which makes the impossible possible. Okay, these are all just different ways of talking about Maya. Vikracharya says that in Maya Panchakam. Maya is that which makes the Paramarthika Satyam Brahma appear as Vyavaharika, manifest as Vyavaharikam. Maya is Trigunatmika, Traigunya. Then what about me? Yes, my body, mind, sense complex also is Trigunatmika. Sattva, Rajas, Tamasatmika. And what is my goal? To appreciate that Brahma that I am is Gunatitam. Gunatitam. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigunyo Bhavajuna. Krishna is playing mischief. He says the Veda is Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. A Veda is all about Artha and Kama and Dharma, and Moksha also is there, no doubt. But it's all Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. And what should you be, hey Arjuna? Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Can you believe that statement? You try to be somebody who is beyond these three gunas. That is advice Krishna gives upfront. Okay. So, do not come under the spell of Maya. Like that he said that. So therefore, that's why this approach is very different, friends. Advaita Vedanta is very different that way. And because we are trying to solve a problem that finally we will say does not exist. Very interesting. Very interesting. Problem is there, it's Vyavaharika. It has to be solved in the Vyavaharika time frame, but that is not moksha. That we are all good at managing all our life. We are good at managing our life to the extent possible. And but that is all management. Going to heaven is management of sorrow. Hey, we are not here trying to manage sorrow. We are trying to understand the reality of sorrow. Management of sorrow anybody can do. Vedanta is not teaching us how to manage sorrow. Even though as a byproduct we learn a lot of things. Okay, this much we've seen. And another aspect of Maya is what? Shakti dvayam hi Mayayaha Vikshepa Vriti Rupakam. Avarana and Vikshepa. What is Avarana? Hey, if everything is Brahma, why don't I see it? That is because Avarana Shakti, covering Shakti, Maya, that Shakti which prevents me from seeing the reality, that Shakti which prevented me yesterday from seeing the rope as a rope. Then what happened? Then there is another Shakti after preventing that because it was twilight, it was neither bright nor dark. Bright enough that I could see something out there, but dark enough that I could not really see what it is. Then what happens? Immediately Vikshepa Shakti operates like that. And then I see a snake. I see a thing where that thing doesn't exist. Ooh, how do you explain that? That is called Vikshepa Shakti. So, Maya is that which has these two types of Shaktis, Avarana and Vikshepa. Like that, Maya is explained. So, that's just a summary of some of the ideas we discussed over the past classes. So, let's come back to this shloka. Sa eva Maya parimohitatma. The last word here is Jagrat Triptimeti. He's talking about Jagrad Avastha. If you look at the next mantra, he starts with Swapne. Swapne. So Jagrat is going to move to Swapna. Then in the same mantra, Sushupti. Look at that, correct? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. He's talking about that. That means this Upanishad is using a particular prakriya, a method to show us what Brahma is by talking about these three states of experience and saying that the experiences depend on me, but I do not depend on the experience. I, Atma, cannot depend on the experience. Like that, that's the conclusion we have to draw. So, what about this Jagrat? Sa eva Maya parimohitatma. Let's see what our Maniprabha says. Okay. Okay. Saha. Saha. He says, Uktaha asangaha udasinaha. That Saha, that is the topic of the discussion. That which is Asanga Atma, Udasinaha, uninvolved Atma. Atma cannot be involved in anything. Okay. Saeva Atma, that uninvolved, that Jiva is that Atma. Saeva Atma. Means what? Atma is not anything else. Natu Anyaha. Maniprabha says. It's not anything else. I've assumed Atma to be the body sometimes. Then I assume the Atma to be the mind sometimes. Like this, I keep going around all over the place. No. Saeva Atma. That Jiva who is in this Jagrat Prapancha, who is operating, who is the operator from morning to night operating and leading a life. And that person, Saeva Atma. And what is Atma? Can you explain what Atma is? Maniprabha says, Swayam Prakashaha. Effulgent, self-effulgent. Okay. Ananda Atma. Embodiment of knowledge. Ananda Swarupaha Atma. Swaswarupaha Yaha. Like that he's saying. Ananda Atma. That Atma, that Jiva, Maya Parimohitaha. Maya Parimohitaha. You can understand. Is deluded by Maya. Deluded with Maya. And look at what she says. What Maniprabha says. Maya is what? Avidya. Some of you are watching this, right? Some of you are looking at the PDF of that file. Yeah, good. So it will be just a more exposure for all of us. If you don't
But we're
have
not
the
able
book,
to, couldn't find the page, actual page.
Yeah, I'm lost.
682 was.
eva ukta asangaha udasinaha eva natu anyaha. Sa eva atma. That atma is defined like that. Maya parimohitatma. So Maya is explaining what Maya is. So Maya is what? Avidya. Avidya. So Samashti Maya. Maya is Samashti Shakti. The cosmic power is Maya, which manifests in this Vyashti, in this body as Avidya. Why? Because Avarana Shakti is operating. The covering Shakti is operating. Therefore, that is called as Avidya. Avidya. And so that's why he says Avidya. And he says what? Which is also Avarana Vikshepakari Shakti. You understand this now. Hey, she is the one who holds this Shakti, power of Avarana and Vikshepa, covering and projecting. All right. Taya, by that Maya, Parimohitaha. Parimohitaha. Jiva is helpless, deluded, to take everything as Satyam. Deluded means what? No, if you ask a person, are you confused? They are not going to say, I'm confused. They are going to say, I'm fine. Are you fine or not? That's what they will ask. I'm not confused. Who are you to tell me I'm confused? If you want help, I can help you. That's good. That kind of confidence is nice to see in people. We always look for such people. So, good. So, nobody's going to say I'm confused, but Shastram says this guy is really confused. Okay. And because that Mahanidra is there. Paramarthanandaji uses the word Mahanidra. Mahanidra is just operating. We are under the spell of that. Like that he's saying. Then, what happened? What does this guy do? Shariram Asthaya. Shariram Asthaya. Means having obtained in this body, called this Shariram, this particular body, which I call as myself, right? Shariram Asthaya. And look at what Maniprabha says. Sthuladi Bheda Bhinnam Manushyadi Kalevaram. Kalevaram. Look at the words they use. So each body is different. Therefore, Sthuladi Bheda Bhinnam. Sthuladi means what? Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirani. That is what Sthuladi. Adi, we are all Adi people, In the sense, we know very good. We know Adi very well. So, Sthula, etc. means it has to mean Sthula, Sukshma, Shariram. So, this guy who is a combination of these three, Sthula, Sukshma, Shariram, Bheda Bhinnam, differentiated. All of us are differentiated by these three Shariras. It's all unique. We have a unique Shariram. Okay, Bheda Bhinnam, Manushyadi, Manushya, etc. Human being, etc. Means fill up the blanks. All jivas, including bacteria and viruses. Okay. Manushyadi Kalevaram. Kalevaram. Kalevaram also is another word for body. For this particular jiva, it's called Kalevaram. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva Kalevaram. We've seen it in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Kalevaram comes there. So the literal meaning of Kalevaram is the product of the seed is called Kalevaram. This is the literal meaning. The seed that creates this jiva, the human being and all other animals and plants, etc. The seed. The final product of the seed is Kalevaram. That is the literal meaning. Anyway, here it means this combination of Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Shariram. And so, Shariram Asthaya. Asthaya. He says, Aham, look at this. Aham Manushyaha Ityadi Abhimanena Asamantat Swikritya. Look at this. Asthaya means very easily, very naturally, that person has the Sharirabhimana. I am this body. Any doubt is there? Can anybody have a doubt? You point to the body. Whose body is this? What do you mean? What are you talking? This is me you are pointing to. No child is taught. The child is taught so many things. The child is taught language. The child is taught what food is to be eaten, what should no, don't touch that. So the child is taught constantly from morning to evening. From its infancy, it is taught. No, yes, don't do this, don't stand up, don't get up, don't go outside. We keep on giving advice. The child learns so much. One thing the child is not taught, that this is your body. You have to take care of it. These are, even though initially the child doesn't know, it is simply shaking its hands like this, giddy, 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 and then it's shaking, and then it tries to put the hand in the mouth. That also it doesn't know. Something is moving in front, and then it gets the thumb and puts it in the mouth. It has no idea. until something pains, some hurt, and then mother touches like this and then does like this, and then, oh, okay, feels better now. Keeps quiet. Okay, so there is some connection between the body and something, the sensation is there. That is how it gets to know this idea of deha, body. And then it runs around, it falls. No, this baby is very, very interesting. The baby will just hardly crawling, and then looks up like this, and then smiles. And then the thing is drooling, saliva is drooling, and so beautiful it is to look. And then smiles, and then it crawls, and then after some time, it starts crying. You see, you wonder what happened. Because how long the baby can keep looking like this? It also has a neck, no? The neck should ache for the baby, I mean, we have not interviewed babies, but it should hurt. So it just drops off. And it has crawled away from that particular mat, and so the floor is there. It hit the floor. So it realizes, slowly it realizes, oh my God, this body is me, and I have to be careful where I put my hand and where I put my head. Slowly it learns. That is why he says here, Maniprabha, Asamantat. Asamantat means naturally, without any lecture given to the baby knows this is me. This body, this much is me. This much, and these are all my toys. That much the baby knows. So Asamantat Svikritya, taking this body as myself. Very easily. No lecture is needed for all these things. And so Aham Manushyaha Ityadi, I am a human being. And animals will say, I am so and so. I am a goat. Goat doesn't have to be told. Goat will understand other members of its own species. Goat will understand. Cow will understand. Dogs also will understand. So when they hang around, they hang around in a group among their own selves. When they mate with their species only. How? Asamantat, Svikritya. Nothing. That doesn't need to be told to anybody at all. So, Swamiji says, Avarana Shakti has been triggered. And then, I forget my Paramatma status. I forget that I am Paramatma. Not that I knew I am Paramatma, but that fact is unknown, totally unknown. And I identify with this body. And I call myself a Jiva, a limited Jiva, etc. So that projection also is being made. Avarana, Vikshepa operating. And that identification is important. Why is it important? Because for transaction, identification is needed. It's very much needed. Somebody calls you, you have to respond. The teacher said, the teacher was taking attendance in class. So we go back to the old days. And the teacher was going, everybody was saying, yes ma'am, yes teacher, etc. And then Vikram's turn came. Vikram is very silent. And Vikram, are you there or not? And this guy is sitting there watching the whole show and silent. And then teacher comes close and says, Vikram, what happened? Why are you not answering? Teacher, Atma does not have any ears. Correct? Atma does not have any ears. Atma cannot hear. And you know what the teacher did? Teacher is also, I mean, if this boy can know so much, if the boy can know so much, teacher should know a little more than that. So teacher, you know what she did? She just took like this and then gave one tappad, pat karke. And then he woke up and said, Teacher, how dare you do this to me? Do what to you? Why did you beat me like this? No. Atma cannot hear. Atma cannot feel also. Atma cannot feel. Shabda is not there. Sparsha also is not there for Atma. So I just wanted to remind myself, Atma cannot feel. Like that, teacher also can do. So like that, identification is useful. And at times you have to raise your hand and say, yes, I am right here. I am right here. And so Identification is useful, very useful. Like the time I slept off in the airport, I don't know if I mentioned this to you. And so New York airport, and I go there. I think I was taking a flight from, forgot what, maybe yeah, Houston to Chennai or something. And so I ended up in New York, and some 2 or 3 hours halt or something is there. So I was in Shushupti Avastha, means deep sleep, sitting somewhere in some corner. I don't know. It's a huge airport, and I was so I couldn't even. I didn't have time to. I was not even interested in looking for the gate. So I was sitting somewhere. I'll find the gate and go later on. Like that, I was thinking. And suddenly there is an announcement, last call or something for this flight for so and so person. I could hear my name. Look at that. I could hear my name in the New York airport, bustling airport. Identification is useful or not? No. Very useful, correct? And so, very useful it was, because you should have seen the way I was running. So, very useful at that time. So, definitely identification is useful. And here, Shariram Asthaya, Sarvam Karoti, Sarvam Karoti. Maniprabha says, Nikhilam Vyapara Jatvam Jatam Kurute. Yeah. Kurute, the person does. He is now, that's it, he is booked for life. Booked to do things, constantly keep on doing things. What things? Vyapara Jatam. Vyapara, constantly interacting and doing things within the family, outside the house, within family members, relationships, friends, network, this, that, and then marriage extends the network, and then go on, and then children, and the children's marriage extends the network even more. And that's it, the person is booked for life. Booked for life, why do I say? Nikhilam. Nikhilam, Ashesham. Nothing is beyond the scope of this person. You can do whatever you want. Anything. Nikhilam Vyapara Jatam Sarvam Karoti. That is the meaning of Sarvam Karoti. Does everything. Does everything. It's because the free will is also there. Free will is there. And so, despite having Avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti, deluded and all that, the guy doesn't think the guy is deluded. Therefore, the person is very much alive and kicking, as they say. Nikhilam Vyapara Jatam Kurute. Then, in what way that person is busy? Look at this. Stri Annapanadi Vichitra Bhogaihi. Did I explain all these phrases? I did not explain, no? Okay, I did not explain. Yeah. So, Stri Annapanadi Vichitra Bhogaihi. Bhogaihi. Just busy, just enjoying life. And Vichitra Bhogaihi. Varieties and varieties and varieties. No two people go to the same vacation. Vacation destinations are different. And what I eat also is different. It's all changing these days. And everything is different. So that's why he says here, Stri Annapanadi. Stri. This is typical usage in Upanishad and Shastra. Because they act as though they are addressing a male, addressing a male. So the language is always like that. And so the Mukta Purusha also is male, and the confused guy also is a male only. Female doesn't come into the picture here. So it's all that kind of language is there. So Stri means opposite gender, busy with the opposite gender. And then Annapanadi. No, what does Maniprabha say? Manonukula Yuvatayaha. He doesn't go after all women and all. Don't think he is after women. He is only after those which please him. Only some women only. Don't think he is going after women. Only some. Manonukula. Look at this. Manonukulaha Yuvatayaha. Like that, Annapane. Manonukule Annapane. Not all drinks and all foods. No, not all. Only those foods which are pleasing to him, which appeal to his tastes. That kind of food and drinks he's enjoying himself with. Okay. Is audio so Vichitra Bhogaihi. So this, I want that. That want is there. And Swamiji says, Viditatmananda ji says, these are all perceived needs. I want a luxury car. If I say, okay, it's a perceived thing. I want it. Whether it's necessary or not, we don't know. But it has become a necessity. It's a perception only it is. So we are all driven by our own ideas of what is needed, what is not needed, etc. So that drives this person, sarvam karoti, and sarvam karoti. Somebody wants 170 cars. 170 cars. Somebody has 170 cars. That person is called Mukesh Ambani. Okay, he has, it seems, that many cars. You can Google and find out. So my response to that is, hey, you have only driven in 170 cars in the last 5 years. I drive in 70 cars every year. And by then you can keep adding every year. So 140 cars, 210 cars in 3 years. Every time the car is different. Every time the driver also is different. Okay. So I drive in more cars than you drive. Because I'm constantly calling a taxi, And so every time the driver in the car is different. So that's all vichitram. All variety is there like that. And so, Stri Anna Panadi Vichitra Bhogaihi. No time. Saeva Jagrat Paritriptimeti. No time. No time for Kastvam Koham Kuta Ayataha. Kastvam, who are you? Koham, who am I? Kuta Ayataha. Where did we come from? How did we end up here? As husband, wife, friend, etc. How did we end up? As father, mother, son, daughter, etc. Ko me tataha. Then kame janani ko me tataha. So like that, no questions like that are being asked. Why? Because vichitra bhogaihi jagrat paritriptim eti. In jagrat. Okay. Jagrat, what does he say here? Maniprabha says jagaranam. Okay, jagrat is jagaranam. Indriyaihi bahya vishaya upalabdhim kurvan. That is the definition of jagrat. So he's saying indriyahi means the sense organs are all operating. So the emphasis is given to the sense organs. And when sense organs are operating, that means you are awake. That's the definition of waking state. Bahya vishaya upalabdhim kurvan means interacting and with all the objects of this world. Bahya vishaya, things that are outside the body. Okay, that kind of state is called Jagrad Avastha. Tattva Bodha, those who have studied Tattva Bodha might recall. Student asked teacher the question, Jagrad Avastha ka. Correct? You remember that? So there he says, Shrotradi Jnanendriyaihi. Okay? Shabdadi Vishayaischa Nyayate iti. There also he says the same thing. That state in which a person uses all the sense organs, shrotradi, to interact with all the objects of the world, which are shabdadi. That's it. That is called Jagrad Avastha. Like that he says there.
Guruji, we can also say Bahish Pragna.
Paish Prajna, we can say. But here he's explaining, no? Jagrad Avastha is being explained. So, one who is extroverted means this Paranchikani Vyatinat Swayambhuhu, and we are now reminded of Kathopanishad. So, sense organs are very much active now. Mind is active. So, that is called Jagrat Jagaranam. Then, Paritriptim Eti. Paritriptim Eti. That person is busy keeping himself happy. Paritriptim. From all fronts. That guy's vision is 360. They say 360 vision, So like that, 360. Pari is 360. Tripti. From all quarters, making sure the person is comfortable and happy. And cannot handle dukkam. And dukkam also, there is a way to way to neutralize. And so all that the person is busy. That is the meaning of this shloka, explaining the operation of Maya in this Jagrad Avastha. Okay? And Jagrad Avastha is a prelude to the other two avasthas coming in the next shloka, next mantra. And why these three avasthas are given? Because that is a particular method to unfold the Atma. What is changing is this avastha is changing. Jagrad avastha, then I'm awake now, then I'm sleeping now, then I'm dreaming now. So then who are you? You can't be any one of those things. Like the person who is a mother at home to her children, and then she goes to school and she becomes a teacher. She is not mother to the children there. She is a teacher to the children there. Then she comes in the evening, she teaches Bharatanatyam to another set of students. And she is a guru there in that class. She is not, the teacher is not a word, they say guru. Then she comes home, the husband calls her and she calls the husband. She is a wife to him. She is not a child, she is not a teacher, she is not a mother, she is a husband. Like this, she is playing 15 different roles in a given day itself, one day itself. She goes to the shop to buy something. She is a customer. She is neither wife, nor teacher, nor guru, nor whatever. And so she is a customer. Like that, so many roles are being played, my dear friends. And so, who are you? If you ask her, what should she say? What will she say? Who are you? If she is really thinking through all these things, she can't say. She can't even say, I am Vimala. She can't say, you know why? Because Vimala is a name, that's all. Name given to you. And that is not, that name, your students don't call you by the word Vimala. Then how can you be Vimala? Only some people call you by that name. You are a person, she can't even say I am female, that also she can't say. Because female is a standpoint. With respect to male, you are female, that's all. Always with respect to. But without respect to anything, who are you, you tell me. I am 50 years old. That is the age of the body. That's not who you are. It's going to be difficult to answer that question unless we get to Vedanta. And that is why the Upanishad is using this avastha traya prakriya to show that, hey, you are a guy that's been going through all these experiences. It should make me think who is the person behind these experiences. That's the approach we are after. So let's see if we can translate this shloka. Okay. With the mind deluded by Maya, he himself identifies with the body and performs all actions. With the mind deluded by Maya, he himself identifies with the body and performs all actions. Full stop. In the waking state, yeah, he himself obtains full gratification he himself attains full gratifications through various sense objects. Sense objects like woman, food, and drink. So the second sentence should read, in the waking state, he himself attains full gratification through various sense objects like woman, food, and drink. So everybody got that? Yeah. Good. Let's chant the next mantra.
Hariji.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Hariji.
Hari Om.
Swapne sajivaha
स्वप्ने सजीवः
sukha dukha bhokta
सुखदुःखभोक्ता
swamayaya
माया
kalpita jivaloke.
कल्पितजीवलोके.
There is an alternate reading here. Vishwaloke also there is a reading, by the way. So Maniprabha takes it as Vishwaloke. Here we have Jivaloke. So Sushupti Kale
सुषुप्तिकाले
Sakale Viline
सहले विलीपे
Tamo Vibhutaha
तमो विभूतः
Sukha Rupameti.
सुखरूपमेति.
So in the printed notes, there is another line. So we're going to push the line to the next mantra. So here we'll stop with Sukha Rupameti. Once again, Swapne Sajiva Sukha Dukha Bhokta.
Can you speak?
Swapne Sajiva Sukha Dukha Bhokta.
स्वप्ने सुखे.
Swapne, you don't have the thing in front of you. Swapne
No.
Sajivaha
स्वप्ने सजीवः
Sukha Dukha Bhokta.
सुखदुःखभोक्ता
Swamayaya
स्वमायया
Kalpita Jivaloke
कल्पितजीवलोके
Sushupti Kale
सुषुप्तिकाले
Sakale Viline
सकले विलीमे
Tamo Vibhutaha
तमो विभूतः
Sukha Rupameti.
सुखरूपमेति.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So in this mantra, he is going to talk about Swapna Avastha and Sushupti Avastha. Two more avasthas are there. Then he's talking about Swapna Avastha first. But remember that in the order from the waking state, when a person goes to sleep, the person has to go to Sushupti Avastha before coming to the Swapna Avastha, dream. Dream has to be preceded by Sushupti. Only then it will be dream. The dream cannot come from Jagrada Avastha. Then that dream will be called daydreaming. Daydream means I am awake still. Somebody talked about lucid dreaming and all. Lucid dreaming, my question will be this: is the free will there or not during lucid dreaming? If free will is not there, I will put it in the category of dreaming. If the free will is there, then I will put it as daydreaming and put it in the waking category. That's all. It depends on what they are saying. So here first Upanishad is talking about Swapna Avastha, and so from the Shushupti, Swapna comes, and something wakes up this person. Ardha Vikasaha. Something wakes up the person. Deep sleep is there, but then the past karma just wakes up. We don't know what happens, past karma. We say past karma wakes up the person, not completely, just half awake, so to speak. And that past karma is operating because no free will is there. I can't say I decided to have the dream at 3 o'clock in the morning. We can't say. And so no free will is there. We don't know when a dream is going to come, when a dream is going to go. And so that past karma has come and woken up this person, as it were. And in which this kind of waking up is little different from the Jagrat, in that the sense organs are all still dormant. They are not operating. None of the sense organs are operating. But the mind, mind is operating. Mind is operating. Without the mind operating, there is no dream, obviously. And so, part of the mind is resolved. What part of the mind is resolved? Okay, that a part of the mind which decides, which has the free will, where the free will is expressed. We're constantly making sankalpa. I have a class now. I have to make breakfast now. I have to eat now. I'm hungry. I have to check on them. Neighbor. That's called the operating mind with free will. And so that is not there. So that part of the mind is resolved. Okay. But the other parts of the mind which is going to project a dream, that part is very much operating. Okay. And so then a world is being created. Okay. Sahajivaha, that person, swapne, in the swapna avasthayam, let's see what Maniprabha says. Correct. Swapna avasthayam, Indriya Grama Uparama Rupayam, Swapna Avasthayam. I hope you're following the PDF here. Okay, I'm reading that PDF, right? So, that's what he's saying. Indriya Grama Upashama Rupayam. In a state where it is awake, but the sense organs are all Upashama. Upashama means Shantaha, means resolved. Resolved means non-operative. They are in a dormant state. In that state,
Is it Uparama or Upashama?
I have written Uparama. What
But
does
in
it say?
my PDF it says Uparama.
Yeah, so I've written here Uparama. So Uparama also same thing. Rama Kridaya. Parama. So Krida, absence of Krida. Cessation of Krida. That's very good. So Uparama Rupayam. Swapnavasthayam. And Tattvabodha also we should recall. Swapnavastha ka, like that student asked the teacher, okay, in the Tattvabodha class. And so he says here, look at this. Jagradavastha, you won't have it. It is Tattvabodha I'm reading from. Jagradavasthayam yad drishtam yad shrutam. In the waking state, whatever was heard, whatever was felt, whatever was seen, etc., Tad janita vasanaya. Because of whatever I've seen, I have a head full of gray cells which have stored all these experiences. Janita, that the vasana that is born of all those waking state experiences. Janita vasanaya nidra samaye, during sleep, not during waking, during sleep, nidra samaye yaha prapanchaha pratiyate, that world that gets projected is called swapnavastha. Correct? And so that is just to recall, just to compare what Maniprabha says to what Tattvabodhakara says. So swapne, in that state, only Advaita Vedantis analyze like this. Vishishta Advaitis don't have to. They don't have the burden to analyze all these things. They don't have the burden at all. Not there at all. And so, Swapne Saha Jivaha. Now what happens? The dream world has started happening. Dream has started. People are there, things are there. So many things are happening in this world. And many people are there. I am also there in that dream. And guess what? Guess what? What kind of body does the person have in the dream? That body cannot be the body that was there in the waking state. This waking state body, no. Because waking state, the body that should be there must be conducive for the experiences that are going to happen in the waking state. But in the dream world is very different. It's a very subtle world. It is not the gross world like it is here. And so, for that experience, for that person to have those kinds of subtle experiences, that person has to take on a subtle body. In the dream, it may look like my body in this waking state. It may look like, that is okay. But the body that is going to experience is called a subtle body. It's a different body altogether. Obviously, it's not the same body. How can it be the same body? The same body is lying, is 70 kilos is lying on the bed and snoring away. And so how can you say that body is there in the bed? There is no place in the head for this body to enter anywhere. So no acrobatics are going on here. And so that has to be a different body. So that upadhi, a new upadhi has gotten created. Okay. And that is why if somebody asks us, in heaven, what kind of body you will have? If somebody asks, the answer must be clear. Look, the heaven experiences are different types of experiences. They say it is all pleasant experiences, and they say you are. What does Nachiketa say? Ashana, Pipasa are not there. There is no hunger, there is no thirst. If this body goes to heaven, there would be hunger and thirst, because this body has experienced hunger and thirst. And so that body cannot. And he says, no fear. Tatra Nachiketa says, you are not there in Swarga, and so there is no fear of death. Like that he says. So that body has got to be different. Upadhi, a different upadhi. Same jiva, but different upadhi. Similarly, in this dream also, same jivaha, but different upadhi is taken. Okay, in the dream world. All right, and then what? That whole waking world is absent. Only in terms of vasana it is all there, but otherwise the waking, the person is dead to the waking world. The waking world is irrelevant in the dream. Other than to have created all the vasanas, it's completely irrelevant. Correct? It's irrelevant. That is why when I wake up, I say, oh, that thank God it was a dream. Just I brush it aside, as though it's like they never happened. Why? Because there is no connection. There is practically no connection between the dream world and the waking world. And so that kind of disconnect is there. And so even though the jiva is the same, the worlds are all very different. And suppose there was a person who was quite healthy, But then after many years, the person lost their vision, became blind, lost their vision. Then will the person have dreams? Yeah, the person will have dreams. Why? Because vasana is there. Vasana is there. And so person knows what an apple is: red color apple, green color apple, yellow, orange, this green, orange, Florida orange, and the Simla apple. Everything the person knows. Okay. And so person can dream, can still dream. And that also shows that dream world, there is no connection to the waking world. Anybody can have that kind of dream. And let's see what our Maniprabha says. How did it come about? Swamayaya. Again, the word Maya has come. Swamayaya. Because Vikshepa is happening. Vikshepa is happening. Means what? Projection has happened. Projection has happened. Swamayaya. Previously, Ishvara Mayaya. Now, Swamayaya. Because this creation is my own personal creation. It is a creation that others are not aware of. Nobody can see my dream world. And so it is Swamayaya. Okay. Here Maniprabha says, he says, Tatra samsarasya drishtantena vastavatvam varayati. He's giving, he's saying, Maniprabha is saying, the dream example is given to explain what samsara is all about. Like that he's talking here. Vastavatvam varayati. Under the spell, the person is under the spell of the dream and therefore totally ignorant of the reality. Like that, he is introducing this particular Swamayaya. And he says, Tattat dehabhimani naha. Swa means one's own. Swasya. Swasya means what? That person who earlier had taken this body as himself, that guy, that same guy only is there dreaming now. Not a different guy. Even though the worlds are all different, the person is the same. The person is going to wake up and say, what a nightmare it was. In same person only it is, no doubt. And so, Maya, Ajnanam, Viparita Jnanam cha taya. Maya is what? Ajnanam, avidya. Ignorance. Not just ignorance, Viparita Jnanam. Maniprabha says Viparita Jnanam. Means not only Ajnanam, totally ignorant, but I am also now knowledgeable. Of what? Of the world that I have created. There is an order in this world. There are people, there are things, there are conversations, there is disease, there is cure. Everything is happening in this world. There is studying, there is passing exams, there is even failing exams, and then there is crying after exams have failed. So many things are happening in this dream. And Viparita. Viparita means what? Hey, the major confusion is that, hey, this dream world is real. 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 That jiva who has a body in that dream considers this dream to be absolutely real, this world to be absolutely real, even though that person is there very much in this dream world. Absolutely. That's why Viparita. Pure ignorance, not a problem. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. Okay. And pure ignorance, not a problem. That's going to come in Shushupti. This is not Shushupti. This is Viparita Jnanam also. Wrong things. Wrongly or mistakenly thinking that the entire world is real. Entire world is real. And so that's why he says here, Viparita Jnanam cha taya swamayaya. Taya means by that kind of maya, that kind of state. Kalpita jiva loke. So it's beautiful. We'll look at the meaning of this mantra with the help of Maniprabha in the next class. Sukha dukkha bhokta bhavati. And then Sushupti kale. All that is going to come. So we'll conclude today with this one. Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी, देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।